Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to Martyn Lucas Investor. Something has come to my attention. I'm going to prove to you why dollar cost averaging is the worst thing that you can do. And I'm going to show you deep inside my personal bank account. I'm going to show you things you've never seen before to prove exactly what I'm saying with conviction, that during a crisis like this in the stock market, there are people that try to tell you all kinds of things to make themselves feel important, to trade off other people's success. Without you, they wouldn't even exist, giving you nonsense and spreading false information. It's all over social media at the moment. Everyone thinks and everyone has an idea and an answer. And real money pays no attention to it. I know, because I talk to the real money all the time. So let me break down exactly what's going on and what you need to be aware of. So this is important. I'm going to share with you behind the scenes of my real bank account and show you that dollar cost averaging doesn't work. It does work for most who don't understand the stock market. It's not because it's a good strategy, it's because it's the only strategy they know. And over 20 and 30 years, they'll be up because money was devalued and inflation grew, so your money went up with aligned with inflation, but you've missed out on multiple gains that you would have had over that period of time. Mathematically, we've proven it. We've done it in our very own award-winning newsletter owned by Sensei, who now ranks #2 bestseller in the world for newsletters, talks regularly to Michael Burry. We know mathematically dollar cost averaging is not the best way. It's the best way for those who don't study the stock market, those who don't care about beating the market, just simply want to exist and get through life at the basic level. For those of us here on Martyn Lucas Investor, we are looking to outperform the market. We are winners. We are not followers, we are leaders. We don't just follow what people say on social media, we do our own research and understand how to win, and we always win. Let me explain to you and show you behind the scenes of my very own bank account, my personal bank account. Never been shown on air before. I've shown you my business account, but I'm now going to show you my personal account for the very first time and show you how committed and how convicted I am to this stock market right now. First of all, if you are a dollar cost averager, like most people across the world, you earn money every week and every month. Nothing wrong with that. You simply buy the market every month, and that's fine. Nothing wrong with doing that. However, if you do that, you miss out on all the opportunities. Of course, in 20, 30 years, you'll be up just by, if you keep breathing, you'll be alive. Doesn't mean you are a winner and you're not going to win the gold medal by simply showing up and existing. But when people don't understand, they'll tell you that's the way forward. They will see people like what I'm doing right now, going all in with conviction and buying stocks that are going down as a losing strategy. It's the next winning strategy, and I'll prove it to you. You may remember a few months ago, a year or so ago, I bought the Liberation Day. I made $50,000 in a few days. When everybody was selling out, saying dollar cost average and just keep buying weekly, monthly, I went all in on margin and I bought the dip and made $50,000 in days. Right now, my portfolio over this year is up 21%, $44,000. It's not a huge amount of money, I'll admit, but I've made a good amount of money over this last 12 months, and I'm buying the dip on the way down. I should be up 100% right now. Well, I will be any moment now, and I'll show you how I'm going to do it. First of all, we told you ahead of the world's press that the Ayatollah was killed. I had a direct link from the press room, White House press room contact. Those of you that watch my show know that to be true. Those that want to discredit it, just say it's all made up. However, I keep getting lucky over and over and over again. Never seem to get it wrong. So I'm very lucky with my guesses. Let me show you what would actually happen if you dollar cost averaged. This is Coca-Cola. I told everybody live on the show the top price for this was $80. You may remember me saying that. You might want to put yes in the chat if you heard me say that. Just keep buying Coca-Cola willy-nilly is not a winning strategy. Right now, it's gone down. Why has it gone down? Because money's been taken out of it. The real money was taken out at $81, slightly above our price target. I was also back in at 80 to 81, if you remember. On a quick bounce, I took my profit and bought tech. Why has it been sold off? Because we know what comes next. We've got a massive rally coming next. That's why real money has taken money out of the piggy bank. What if you just bought the S&P 500? Well, the year to date, you'd be down $1.16. We are now a quarter of the way into the year. We are now March. We are now the 3rd of March, and we are down on the S&P. So if you've been buying the S&P and sitting there doing nothing, telling the world they need to dollar cost average, well, you're down right now. It was a stupid thing to do. Now, those of you that go on social media and those that follow my channel will know that I have said the best asset to buy is the S&P 500. You've seen me build my portfolio on it. You've seen me sell it for a profit at the top, and then buy Google and Nvidia, which are now much better value. Look at the forward PE, read the balance sheet, read the prospectus. That's why I bought Google and Nvidia. I've sold the S&P 500. There's no point being there now. Will there come a time when it's the right place to be? Yes, it is. When the valuation hits 17 times earnings and I run my models through, then I'll buy it again with conviction. But right now, it's the stupidest place to be. It's okay if you don't read the stock market and don't understand, and it's just what you want to follow. No problem at all. Buy it, but it's not the place for me. Let me show you, however, what I've done and how much conviction. It was mentioned on social media a few places that Martyn's not live this morning. What's going on? Where's Martyn Lucas? What's going on? Why is he not live today? Some people thought I was running scared, or there was some reason why I didn't want to be live. Let me actually tell you why I wasn't live, and not just tell you, but actually show you. I wasn't live this morning because I was talking to my bank manager. I was talking to my financiers. I have the ability to raise a lot of money whenever I want to. In fact, I can raise about $2-3 million in 5 minutes if I choose to do so, and there are times to do that. Now, some people might say, oh, that's how Martyn makes all his money. He just has money, generational wealth. Absolutely nonsense. I left home at 16. I had no inheritance. I've only been unemployed for 2 weeks in my entire life. I've done the same job since I was 16, 41 years this year as an entertainer and an investor with Barclays Bank from the age of 17. So I've been doing this all my life, the same job, the same thing, and been successful with it. So if you're going to invest, you have to build capital. This is not a guessing machine. This is not a casino. This is not just buy every month, willy-nilly, dollar cost average. No, it's not. It's study and buy with conviction. And when it's the time to buy, if you've worked all your life and you've built up a good position, then you can borrow against your assets. That's what real money does. And it's taken me 41 years to get there. So today, rather than going live, because it was a bit difficult to speak to my financiers while I'm actually on YouTube, I made some phone calls and I got online to try to raise some money. And I'm going to show you now as well. I've decided, and I'm looking at taking up to $1 million on my properties. I've got 2 homes, as you know, in the UK and in the US, looking at raising more funds. Now, that's not simply, well, Martyn's got money, so now he's going to win. If I put $1 billion in my portfolio today and bought the wrong thing, I would lose everything, wouldn't I? It's not about how much money you've got. It's about whether you buy the right asset or not, whether it's going to go up or down. Not about being scared and running away and dollar cost averaging and just trying to sort of run it, hide it out. This is the time when millionaires and billionaires are created. So what have I done today? I've raised a lot of money. This is my portfolio. You may remember I started with $5,000 and I went as far as $312,000, and then it all went back down to about $280, $275 when it started to crash. What did I do? Did I run and hide? No. I sold from the top, as you know, and I bought and I traded in and out. Those that say you should never sell and just hold forever are stupid. They don't know what they're talking about. Wall Street's not doing it. Warren Buffett's not doing it. Donald Trump's not doing it. Governments aren't doing it. Nobody with real money's doing it. Neither am I. Look at my portfolio now. It's now back up to, let it just settle for a moment, $307,000. We are nearly once again at our all-time high, despite the markets down. How has that happened? Well, that's happened because I keep buying and selling NVIDIA, keep buying with conviction. Now, let me show you something else. I understand right now that the market is down. I am now starting to learn why it's down, and it's not because there's a war on. It's because of where the markets are sending the market. What does that mean? Where the markets are sending the market. As time progresses, we get more information, and we've discovered this is a battle about oil. Recently, you know that Donald Trump, when he came into power, was drill, baby, drill. He started to increase capacity and flow in the United States. He took over Venezuelan oil. He then got rid of all Russian oil. Well, that was before, in fact. And now we're going after the oil in the Middle East. Disruption means he can sell American oil to the rest of the world. That's actually what's actually going on. So follow the money. Talk to the people with the money, and you will see the market is about to explode. So what have I done? Well, as you know, I sold the S&P. I sold my Coca-Cola. I made about $40,000 on Coca-Cola. I made about $55,000 on the S&P 500, which is now down. I'm buying Google and NVIDIA. But that's not enough. I want to amplify my gains because I'd like to take my portfolio to $1 million live on the show. So for the very first time, I'm going to share with you my actual personal bank account. So here we go. I don't know if anyone else is likely to do this, but I most certainly am. So let me show you. I would love to show you on the screen the actual live me logging into my account and showing you. However, if I do that, I actually will show you my bank account number. So I don't want to do that, and I think that's fair enough. So a few moments ago, I went live on Discord. People I can trust, my audience on Discord, without trolls and bots and idiots watching, just good investors. And I showed them on the screen my actual bank balance on the screen because I wanted to get them to verify what I'm about to show you is real. Okay, so if you were in Discord a few moments ago, did I show you my actual bank balance on the screen? If you could share that, please, for those that are watching, because now I took a screenshot, and there will be people that say, oh, it's just Photoshop, he just made it up. God knows how I could have done that in the last 10 minutes. But anyway, people will. So if you can say, if I showed you my actual bank account on the screen, this is important because this shows you conviction. So live, you'll see me go up to my photos. This is the screenshot I took just some moments ago. Now, I don't need to do this. Why am I doing it? Well, I like to lead with example. It's why I walked around the other day to show you that I don't need to look at my portfolio because I understand the balance sheet. You can see the time, 10:42. That was the time I was in Discord. All of my members are now saying yes, they saw it. Now let me zoom in and show you. What did I do? So some people don't understand this, and they like to just basically form little stupid clubs around it and tell people nonsense. What have I done? Well, this is just part of the story. As I've always told you, I always keep $10 in my bank account. That's all. This is my personal checking account. $10. This is my Bank of America account. This is a screenshot with the time at the top to show you this was the actual time I took the screenshot while I was in Discord just some moments ago. And what I said to people was that I've just borrowed money from my Bank of America credit card. I've done this before. I've done this for about $100,000. It's how I bought the Liberation Day, and I'm doing it again. This is the third time I've done this. Now, why do I do this? Well, I like to improve on the interest rate that Robinhood offers me. Now, people might like to discredit me and say, oh, Martyn reckons he's getting a better rate, and he's not. He's an idiot. He's a liar. Well, you say what you want. It doesn't really matter to me. I am getting a better rate. I have a perfect credit score in the United Kingdom and in America. Perfect. 999 in the UK and 827 in the US. Both of you and everybody knows that's the perfect credit score in both countries. The reason why I don't have 850 in the US is because you have to live here for so many years. That's only the last 8 years. I need about another 30 years to get the 850. Other than that, I have the highest credit score on 2 continents you can possibly have. So I know what I'm talking about. I'm not making this stuff up. So because of that, I can get very, 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 very good competitive rates. Well, right now, Bank of America are giving me 4% to borrow up to $1 million. All right. Well, I'm very happy to borrow $1 million. No problem at all. So what I've done, I've started to process this. So the Bank of America account you see on the screen there, it says $19,000. I borrowed $19,000 yesterday. Well, it just came in today, as you can see, March the 3rd. I borrowed $19,000 to send $19,000 to Robinhood because Robinhood want to charge me 4.25. I'm much better at 4%, and I want to borrow up to $1 million to buy this market. So I then sent $19,000 back into Robinhood. Now, what does that mean? When $19,000 come in to Robinhood, they will then double that and give me another $19,000. That's $38,000. What did I do with that? Well, I've already spent it. Don't believe me? Think I'm making it all up? That's absolutely fine. You know, you don't know what you don't know. Let me show you what I've done. Let me put my tickers back on the screen again. So I used that money. Now, this is how confident I am of my investments. I bought this before the money was even in my bank account. As you can see from those dates, if you pay attention, if you look at the details, it says March the 3rd. That's today. However, did I buy it before the money was there? Yes, I did. Let me show you. Go to NVIDIA. Go to NVIDIA and show you how confident I was of the market going up. I've just shown you the money arrived and it's still processing on March the 3rd. What do you see there? You see exactly $40,000, $38,000, all of the margin that I basically got from Bank of America. So there's 2 trades there on March the 1st and March the 2nd, before the money had even arrived in my bank account. Now, why am I showing you this? Because I think it's important to not only tell the truth, but to show the truth all the time. And those that make a career, if you can call it a career, making videos and commenting on me, that's all they do. And that if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't exist. That just shows you the nonsense of it all. I'm actually showing you here on the screen everything. So what you're seeing here is, if you look at the dates, the March the 1st and March the 2nd, I bought with conviction the NVIDIA before the money had even arrived in my bank account. Before it had even arrived. That's how confident I was of getting the money, receiving the money, and buying, and it being up afterwards. Now, how did I know the stock was going to be up? How did I know that I would be up on my NVIDIA purchase, which I am up a lot? I made $13,000 in it yesterday. Okay, so how did I know this? Well, maybe I'm guessing. Maybe I'm always guessing, and maybe I'm always getting it right. I'm the luckiest man in the world. No, I talk to people directly at the Bank of America, Robinhood, White House press room contact. Today I was talking to Phil Sanson. I guess you don't believe me on that one either. This is the CEO of Mobix. Mobix is a story that I want to cover next. You may have noticed Mobix is up today 273%. Oh, that's a bit of a surprise. How did Martyn know? What's going on there? 273% in one day. Well, it just so happens I talked to Phil Sanson. Who is Phil Sanson? Phil Sanson is the CEO of Mobix, and I talked directly with Phil Sanson. This is Phil Sanson in my phone, and this is me texting him today, asking him to be on the show. You can see Phil has just replied to me in the last few seconds, in fact. Hi, Martyn. Sorry, it's been so crazy. It's been a crazy morning. Good day so far. Indeed, it has. This is Phil Sanson, the CEO of Mobix talking directly to me about a 265% swing today. I can show you in my phone numbers of anyone that you can imagine. They're in my phone. I know people all over the world connected everywhere. I'm sharing with you my conversations and everything I do here to be as open, as transparent as possible. Other than give you his phone number, I mean, perhaps you'd like me to do that. You can phone him up yourself, make sure he's the real person. I mean, just the level of stupidity is beyond. So what I've done today is I've raised money and I bought the market. And as you can see, we're still up $45,000 in the last 12 months, which is not bad, but it's nothing. When the market turns around, and it will, the dollar cost averagers who buy every single week and every single month into the S&P 500, even though I say, and I stand by what I say, it is one of the best assets you can own, but not right now. Those that understand that buying with conviction really makes the difference, and research and knowledge and connections is what it's all about, will realize any moment now, when my portfolio explodes to $500,000, that this is the way to do it. Now, I understand not everybody wants to go all in and remortgage their houses and raise money, but that's what money does. This channel is to show you what money does. I try to help people. I bring you the facts. I bring you the information directly from the sources. I share with you my actual bank account, live on the screen. I show you live every day, all day. I answer every question. If you want to call into the show, ask me a question, you're welcome. Trolls, bots, idiots, they never phone in. They just make silly videos and just gather around a few silly idiots who just want to make themselves feel important because they're not important on this show anymore because the show grew and it wasn't revolving around them. If you grow a business, people try to attack you when you're successful. It's the way it works. So let me tell you with 100% conviction, after showing you my bank account and every part of it and every detail and dates and timestamps, this is what I'm doing with my money. It's up to you what you do. I'm not advising anyone to do anything. I'm not suggesting anyone goes out and borrows money to buy the stock market. But let me tell you what I am doing and what I see is going to happen. Always follow the money. The money right now is black gold. It's oil. This whole thing is a joke. It's awful because real people are dying. However, it's a game. I've always told you this world is a game. If you understand the rules, you'll win. When you don't know and you drift along in the world and you just follow silly nonsense, you'll just end up being a silly idiot 50 years from now, still going nowhere. However, if you do the research and study and take the information that we are sharing with you in a award-winning newsletter, our live on our channel, we will be the first 1 billion channel in the world. And there's no question about it. At the right time, when it's the right time for me, I'll bring my biggest friends and contacts onto the show. It isn't that time right now, but the time will come and you will see how our show will elevate over time. It's already grown with 4 creators and newsletters and discords and all the other things and all the CEOs and Phil Sanson I just spoke to a few moments ago. All of these things. There's more coming all the time. You can believe me or you don't. I don't really care. The fact of the matter is, we are about to see a major market correction. The market could drop 40% from here. You might say, well, why on earth are you buying in? And why are you going to borrow money on your house? Why are you mortgaging your house? Why are you borrowing all this money to buy the dip? What if it goes lower? What if? People sit on the sidelines forever and they say dollar cost average and all this rubbish, utter nonsense. If you read the books of Warren Buffett, he talks about dollar cost averaging and it takes the whole book to explain it. Well, people don't read the book. They just go on the headline. It's not what Warren Buffett does. He doesn't do that at all. He trades all the time, as do I, as does Wall Street, as does Donald Trump, as does anybody with any money. We could have, and more likely will still have, a major pullback. However, It'll happen so quick and it will bounce back so quick. You want to be in the market on assets that are oversold and undervalued, that are least affected by oil, that are least affected by inflation. We had Sensei this morning as a guest. Star guest this morning in Discord. As promised, I would bring in guests into the Discord. We had Sensei Korn this morning who is saying he's waiting for a bigger dip. He's not buying it yet. And we both agree. Nothing wrong with that strategy. It's the opposite to me, but nothing wrong. He might get lower. He might miss out. The point is, I won't miss out and I will make the gains I want. It's as simple as that. You can sit on the sidelines and you can wait. What are you waiting for? Well, some of you are looking at a chart. That's your Bible. You're looking to see a certain number where something bounces on. I don't look at that. Maybe you just want the market to go lower because you think you can make more money. I'm not looking at that. So what am I doing? I do things differently. I do it the way money does it. Real money does it. I spend my life building connections, information, and making money. When I've got money, I can borrow against my assets to find capital to buy when the market is oversold. Not according to a chart, not the lowest price in the can, simply oversold, and buy with conviction. Warren Buffett, Berkshire Hathaway, only entered Google last year. These are the smartest people on earth. Why did they not enter Google 10 years ago? It's a fraction of the price. Why? Why did I not buy Google 10 years ago? Why did Warren Buffett only buy Google a year ago? Is he stupid? Should he have been dollar cost average in the S&P? No. What was he doing? He was amassing his money. He was making money. And when he saw that Google had potential of huge growth, as I have seen and NVIDIA has seen, he bought. Did he buy it when it was all-time lows? Well, obviously not. It was a lot lower 10 years ago. Warren Buffett was far more active 10 years ago. He didn't buy it then. He just bought it now, a year or so ago. And Berkshire are still buying, by the way, Google. Why are they buying now? Because they understand the value of the business and where it's going. So it's not about dollar cost averaging and buying it at the all-time low. It's buying when it's undervalued and you see the growth potential. And when that happens, money, institutions, real money, what I do is you raise capital to buy it. And you buy with conviction. Now, when you buy a business, that doesn't mean to say you can't sell it. This is another criticism I get. If you buy and you're a long-term investor, how come you keep selling it? Why are you buying and selling? Well, because at the end of the day, I'm here to make money. Well, that's not investing. No, of course not. Of course it's not. Making money isn't investing. Utter nonsense. If a business is overvalued and you borrow money to buy it, you're buying it to see a gain. When you see a gain, you trim to reduce your margin, to reduce your borrowings against it. That's what you do. And when you do that with borrowed money, you don't even pay tax on it because you don't pay tax on borrowed profits. I know this is complicated and I know this is not simple, but investing isn't simple. Dollar cost averaging is simple. That's designed for people who don't understand the stock market. But what real money does is they borrow money to buy assets and sell on borrowed money. Why? Because you pay no tax on borrowed money. It's as simple as that. That's why people like Elon Musk get paid in assets and then borrow against it. That way they have money and never pay any tax. How much tax do you think Elon Musk pays? So I am very happy to borrow money, to buy assets, and then take profit from it and do it all over again. Why do I buy if I have to sell? Why am I buying a great business? Why can't I just hold it? Because I make more money trimming it. Real money, hedge funds, Wall Street managers, billionaires, trillionaires take profit by trimming. That's what you do. Then you do it all over again. So when I say I buy a business, it's not that I have to own it forever. It's that I understand a good quality asset is going to go up. I own the business. That doesn't mean to say I don't sell and trim from that business. So I hope this helps you understand what I think is happening in the market. I hope it makes you. I hope it clarifies a few things for everybody and makes it really crystal clear. No matter what I say, people will disagree with me. They'll say the bloody world is flat, and they'll say the lights are green when the lights are red. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter. But for anybody who's got half a brain, you can see I've just shown you my bank account with timestamps, my buys with timestamps, everything to show you the conviction I have for what I'm doing. I do not suggest anyone do what I'm doing. No one should follow my trades. I'm simply sharing with you my journey, and I'm always winning, and I'm always going to win. I'm not going to lose. There's nothing I could do to make my portfolio lose. The market can crash 40%. It wouldn't bother me. I'll prove to you why. Let me show you my buffer. There's my margin buffer, 44. You can see that I borrowed 197, nearly 200 grand. That's just on here. So if you take the borrowings of Bank of America, we're now approaching $250,000, and soon it could be excess of 2 million. If I release the capital, if we see bigger drops, I'll release $2 million and I'll buy, and I'll be like all in. All right. 44%. Is the market going to go 44% down from here? No, it could go 40% though. Would I be bothered? No, not at all. I would just ride that out, and I'd buy more and then release the extra $1 million, 2 million, and buy on the way down, and then use lots to sell on the way up. I hope this provides some assistance to everybody and clarifies what's going on. There's a lot of stress in the market. There's a lot of idiots. And as we grow, more and more people make a living, or not really a living because they don't earn any money, but they make a hobby out of following me, which is, I guess, a mark of our success, if you like. Just basically parasites with nothing better to do. So anyway, I hope this provides some information. Let's go to Q&A. Let's go to a live Q&A. Let's see if we can answer any questions. If anyone's got any questions about anything at all, as long as it's rude and polite, then I will answer it. Let's go to members only, because we obviously don't want to talk to idiots. Let's have we got any comments? Let me go through the comments. So let's have a look. We've got people talking about Discord. Good day, Jacko. Good morning to you. Hi, everyone. Tidy. Hi, Discord channel. Nothing beats the community here. We got a little battle between Discord. I like it. Between Discord and YouTube. That's funny. Has anyone got a question? XRP to $1 trillion by Friday. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yes, the Discord community is so great. Thank you. Hi, Martin. Thanks for the info once again. You're very welcome. Isn't doing lots kind of like dollar cost averaging? No, absolutely not. It's the very opposite of dollar cost averaging, and I can tell you're not a member. Doing tax lots. This is probably one of our trolls. Let me put that on the screen. Doing tax lots actually increases your average upward. It's the very opposite. This is one of our trolls. It's just bloody idiots, right? Using lots increases your average, not lowers it, unless you sell from the top. So it's actually the opposite of dollar cost averaging. All right. So it's such a shame that so many people do not understand what's going on. Watch the noise, says Thomas. Dollar cost average is good if you don't want to look at charts all day. Dollar cost averaging is rubbish. It's utter nonsense. It's for people who have no idea about value, do not understand balance sheets. They just dollar cost average. Think about it for a second. Would you dollar cost average into a casino? Would you buy black and then black again and then black again because on average I'm going to win? Dollar cost averaging is for people that don't understand the stock market. Is it a strategy that works? No. The consequence is a consequence of the stock market going up because of depreciation on money and inflation on assets. It's not a winning strategy. It's a consequence of doing it over time. It doesn't mean dollar cost averaging works. It's like saying breathing is a good strategy. Well, it's a default. If you simply breathe, you exist. Living is not for existing. Everybody dies. Hardly anybody in life actually lives. And stupid people will tell you stupid things because they are stupid. They do nothing other than talk nonsense all day. Do not tell me dollar cost averaging is a winning strategy. Dollar cost averaging is a strategy for people that do not understand what value is. They just keep buying at any price, whether it's up, down, or sideways. It's the most stupidest thing in the world to do. Simple as that. You can disagree with me all you like, but no one in the financial world who understands real money will tell you that. They will tell you, for you who knows nothing, it's better than doing nothing. That's what they're telling you. If you do nothing and you know nothing and you buy every month for the next 6 years, 10 years, you'll be up. Not because you're smart, because money was devalued. It's not smart. It's not clever. You don't know what you're talking about. It makes no sense. Dollar cost averaging is not good. It is not a winning strategy. It's a consequence of it. There's a difference. Haven't you been to church? It's like the closing prayer with the music in the background. Haven't you been to church? I have no idea what that means. Michael Burry does dollar cost averaging. Michael Burry does, oh my God. Michael Burry does not dollar cost average. Michael Burry studies numbers. We know Sensei has spoken directly with Michael Burry. Michael Burry is a fund manager. Fund managers don't just buy every single month and just guess. That's what it is. Dollar cost averaging is guessing. You may remember The Big Short when Michael Burry bought. What did he do? He raised funds and he bought with conviction. He didn't dollar cost average into the market crash like a flipping buffoon. He bought with conviction. He borrowed money. He raised hundreds of millions and he bought with conviction. He didn't dollar cost average like some numpty down the pub not having a clue what he's talking about. What utter nonsense. Every person that has ever been born is a winner. Okay, fair enough. You're just the luckiest man alive, says Marsha. You're just the luckiest man alive. What do you mean? What do you mean? Oh, you're talking about, yes. You're talking about all the predictions I've made. Every single one's been right. And I asked you to verify me, and yes. Now here come all the yeses that I've verified it all live on the shows. Yes, you can see it. Thank you. Beta Max, there are more chances of being struck by lightning every day for 50 years than being born. Okay, I'm not sure what the point of that is. Volume getting lower and lower on the rallies. It makes no difference. You're focusing on the charts. I'm focusing on the businesses. Are we on top now? Will market crash soon? Well, no one can tell you when the market is going to crash. What about figuring the taxes, buying and selling versus holding long? What about figuring in the taxes, buying and selling versus holding long? It's a much more complex question than that. It's not just a straightforward answer. Buying long, selling short, and that's not even a question that makes any sense. The S&P 500 is tech in heavy. Buying the S&P 500 is almost the same. Buying Daddy Pascal, that makes no sense. The S&P 500 is heavy in tech. Buying the S&P 500 is almost the same. No, it's not. Are you suggesting that buying the S&P is like buying Google and Nvidia? No, it's not. It's about 14% of the S&P 500.
At Diesel_Raider tipped $4.99 through Super Chat. THXTU I bought more Google and Nvidia. I finally became okay with being emotionally detached from crypto.
Yeah. You're very welcome, Diesel. You're going to have a winning trade. There's no doubt about it. Good afternoon, Mobix, $1. Yeah.
At Jojanus 2959 tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. I bought a sticker and never got it. Sending, red heart emoji.
Thank you so much indeed. Thank you. Yes, you did, Martyn. I asked everyone to verify what I was saying, and everyone has gone yes, 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 yes. Absolutely right. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. All the yeses. Great. So yes, I understand now, Marsha. At what S&P level do you plan to buy? Now there you go. You're asking the wrong question, though. You're focusing on price. I don't buy prices. I don't buy stocks. I buy businesses. I buy value. I buy prospectuses. I buy balance sheets. The question you should be asking yourself is not the price. What level? Is when it's 17 to 19 to 20 times earnings. Now, how does that establish itself? Well, the S&P 500 could go up in price and be better value because the earnings outperform the valuation. So it's not about where the price is. Oh, it goes down 10%. Now it's good. No. What if it goes down 10% because we have a crash, yen carry trade, uncertainty, macro conditions, but the businesses outperform by more than it's gone down? Would that be a good time to buy? Of course not. That'd be a terrible thing to do. What we're looking for is valuation. We're not looking for prices. You're asking at what level would you buy VU? That's the wrong question. The right question is at what value? Well, the right value is 17, 18, 19 times earnings. And you don't know what price that is. You don't know what price that is because we could have the market go down because of macro conditions and yet the businesses underperform by more or go up. We have to look at the price versus the current earnings, work out the valuation, and that's when we buy it. Now, again, these are the sort of questions and the sort of things that people talk about that oversimplify things, so they can't understand what they don't know, so they make it. They say stupid things, like I've just been using examples today. This is not a straightforward situation. That is not a correct that question. There's not an answer for that. Are we live? Well, yeah, the clock tells you we're live. I was surprised that I've been up all week considering the events of the weekend. Well, if you bought wisely, you can be making money. I'm making money. No, we are not live. Go to bed. There we go. Thank you, Lee. I think our members are tired of the trolls now. I'm sick of it. It's boring. It's boring. You know, I'm on the phone to my bank manager talking about raising $2 million, and I've got idiots talking utter nonsense and just having a conversation with a couple of bloody lunatics. It's like, what is going on? I mean, I ain't got time for this. Let's just go. Should we go members only? We should have a poll and we go make the whole show members only so no one can even watch it. That would be much better. I'd like that actually. Works every time. XRP. What works every time? Dollar cost averaging? No, it doesn't. That's utter nonsense. Finally getting my chance at some emerging markets and foreign exposure. Let's see the week. Let's see. You're not a member. You're just coming on to try and troll and annoy me. And I know who you are. I know what you're doing. We reverse IPs. We're not interested in being. We're not wasting our time. Oh, by the way. Would everybody please answer in the chat, please, because we've got idiots in the channel again today. Do I and have I regularly show you my hour, week, month, 3 month, year to date, and all position? Do I do that regularly? Am I going to appease a couple of idiots who just think they want to control the show? No, certainly not going to do that. But can you tell me in the chat whether I've shown you all of my positions? I mean, God's sake, I've just shown you my bank account. All right, so please go away. All right, a lot of dough, Martyn. Ball in the big cheese now. Yeah, 2 million. Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference whether it's 2 million or 10 million or 1 million or $1. The valuation is valuation. Yes, indeed. There you go. All right, in the chat, people are telling you, yes, Martyn shares you every metric and every which way you like. But if you're going to come on here as a bloody idiot, a non-member, and start ordering me to do things for you, you've got no chance. Not a channel in the world is going to even... Most channels won't even answer live all these questions, at least of all, a couple of idiots that just want to troll me. Right, here we go. Get some members. Can we get some members, please? I'm tired of it all. Let's have a look. Where's all the members? Here we go. PayPal is interesting today. I've not had a look at it, so I don't know. I will write a song for Martyn. Oh, that'll be interesting. The risk taker is rewarded hugely. Martyn is proof.
I can't believe this.
Oh, we got a new member. Thank you very
Joel
much.
Garcia 3821 has become a member.
Thank you. The risk taker is a reward. But I want to be absolutely clear. I'm not gambling. I'm not guessing. I'm not even taking any risk. Do you think I would raise $2 million on my home for a risk? No, not at all. If the value's there and the numbers are there and the valuation makes sense, I'll borrow $1 billion. It doesn't make a difference. No risk at all. Not a question about investing, but a question that should be asked more often. How are you, Martyn? Very well, Chris. Very nice of you to ask that question, and it's much appreciated. I'm all right. Yeah, I'm good. I have the best job in the world. I have the best friends in the world. I have amazing wife and home and good health. The channel is growing faster every day. My portfolio is growing. We're down right now, and we're using the money that we've made to borrow against it, and the assets I've got to borrow against it to buy more. I would rather the war be over. I don't like the fact that people are dying for the benefit of our portfolios. I think it's horrible, but it is what it is. And we are investors, and that's the business we're in. Do I mind that the markets are down? No, because it presents opportunity. That's why I'm buying. I mean, I've always said when it's red, we go to work. As far as anything else, the level of trolling and bots and stuff is experienced by every successful channel. They just don't talk about it. I do, because I like to share the journey. This is a unique channel that shares its journey. It's not a channel that just ignores people. I mean, Meet Kevin has hundreds of trolling channels. Oh God, Meet Kevin has so many channels that say he's a scammer, a liar, a cheat. All he wants to do is buy jets. And we've laughed and joked about it on this channel. He never talks about it. He just keeps making more money. There are people that just don't care. They don't even look. I talk about it because it's a real journey for me, and I'm not here to sell videos like Meet Kevin is. I'm here to share a journey of real life, and I think people want to, not always, but from time to time, understand the real journey. And I think it's sad, actually. When we hit 100,000, there's about 20 channels at the moment that whether they're on YouTube, whether they're on different platforms that make parody channels and scam channels and reaction channels to me. There's about 20 of them.
At a Lion Gamer 21 is back 49 tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Hello, what should I start investing in as beginner?
What should you start investing in? I can't tell you what you should invest in. I simply look for value. And right now, I think Nvidia and Google are the best value, really. Defensive plays have topped out. The S&P could crash 40%. I wouldn't buy crypto. It's a gamble and guess right now because you don't know what you don't know. You need a business with good cash flow that's not going to be affected by oil and inflation. Well, I can't think of anything better than Google and Nvidia. So that's what I'm buying. And remember, and this is something that people often mistake, they say, oh, it's all right for you, you've got all this money. Well, I didn't have any money. I built money from making money and going to work. you can buy $10 of Nvidia, $10 of Google. So, we actually had that argument on our show. Sensei was doing a show, and we had a couple of people that were arguing with Sensei. Oh, it's right for you. And he was going, what are you talking about? You can buy $10 of the S&P 500, VU. And they're just stupid. They kept going back going, well, it's not the same, is it? Well, yes, it is. Because they're never making any money and they're losing money, they just couldn't see it. They couldn't understand it. And that's not our fault. It's their weakness. But this channel tries to help those people, even though there's no helping people. Some people who have fallen, I think what's upsetting the most, if I'm honest, what's upsetting the most is you can't help everybody. Because if you could, we wouldn't be at war. I think that's what upsets me the most. The fact you can't help everybody. People that are basically focusing on something else. A lot of people do this. The 20-odd channels that focus on me. Their only existence is because of me. If they really wanted to... I don't know, stuff it to me, they would stop making videos on me and go out and be successful. Then they'd win. And then they could come back and say, I think you're an idiot and I've made more money than you using dollar cost averaging. That would be a smart thing to do. However, they can't do that. That would involve work. So what they do is they make videos on me because that's easy, because I exist and they can get views because I trend on Google and YouTube, and just say I'm an idiot. That's it. That's all they do.
At Hovu 4773 tipped 50,000 through Super Chat. 2 cups of coffee for today equals following today's show equals seeing handsome Martyn on live.
It's very kind of you, Kevin. Thank you very much indeed. Very kind of you. But yeah, I mean, it's sad when you see people that you thought were your friends decide to follow this kind of information. It's sad because it makes you realize the weakness in people and what you always knew, which you hoped you didn't, but it is. When we grew this channel, when we started this channel, we had nobody watching and we had people join. And I thought, oh, wonderful. This is nice. This is great. People are joining. And they joined every day and they watched every day. And that's wonderful, right? And some of those people became friends. And while they were center of the show and center of the world, they remained watching. Then the channel started to earn money. And they wasn't, because they were losing. They were losing because they were following a channel, not because of the information it could provide, but the attention that it would give them. And I didn't realize this at the time. Now I do. And then it wasn't about them anymore. And then the channel became successful. Now the channel makes money, and now I have four members of staff, and now we earn, a lot of money and so on. They don't feel part of it because they never actually listened or absorbed anything. We know that from the trades and investments they made. They were always doing the wrong trades at the wrong time. They would argue with Sensei about you can't buy $10 of the S&P. Wasn't listening, and then all of a sudden the show wasn't about them. So what did they do? They went to, and they want to go to a place where nobody watches, where they can be the center of the world again. And I suddenly realized how the world works, something I had never thought about before. And that was very hurtful. People that you thought were friends, you gave your phone number to and you talked to online, you talked to private calls, stuff like that, and suddenly adopted these idiots. So what happens is, and I've had this conversation with lots of very well-known people who don't want me to mention them on the show. I said, how do you struggle when you got famous? What happened? And they said the first thing that happened, you know when you're famous. And I said, What is that moment? When do you know you're famous? Is it how much money you make? Is it how many records you sell in the case of the friends that I have? No, it's not. Because that doesn't mean anything. What is a lot of records? What is a lot of money? When is it fame? They said fame is when you are famous enough that you become the subject for other people's conversation. So what do you mean by that? Well, all of a sudden you hit a point when other people create content around you. When you are the reason for they exist. And well, why would anyone want to do that? Because you've become famous. So, well, who would want fame? Well, no, that's the part no one likes because they see all this stuff. They see all this nonsense. So you have to learn to live with that. That's part of the daily dose, the daily thing. You think, well, okay, so now people make videos on you. Do they provide any value, content? No, they don't. They think they do because they'll just say the opposite of what you say. And, you know, that'll make them feel important because you're now trending and you now get your name is out there. So people will watch that stuff. So that makes them feel important. They get free views. They're basically leeching off your years of work. Oh, okay. So that's how it is. But then what? So then you get to understand all of that and you go, okay, all right, that's fine, fair enough. But people are sad and they want to do that. All right. They want to make fame out of nothing. All right. I mean, I could make a video every day. I could call myself the Donald Trump channel. And every day I just go, Donald Trump's an idiot. Donald Trump's an idiot. And people that don't like Donald Trump will watch because they just go, oh yeah, we like it. We don't like Donald Trump as well. I mean, something like that. Not saying I don't like Donald Trump. I'm just making the point, right? Or I hate Elvis. I think Elvis is rubbish. And every day, yeah, Elvis is rubbish. It's like, and then you go, well, what is this content? What is it? What does it provide? Nothing. It's a home for people to moan. So all these people are losers then, aren't they? Because their only existence is the person who was successful. A bit like the stock market. You have to have winners and losers. So the winner is up here and the loser is the person talking about the winner, trying to say that the winner is not really winning. What's the point of that? It doesn't matter. It's all they have, so they'll do it. And what hurts though is when you have people that you thought were friends, who then decide to join the hate club, and that's what they do. They sit around just hating and saying you're an idiot. Now I can come on the screen and I can share with you my bank balance, my trades. I can answer questions, and I can invite them to call in. They won't. They never call in. Nothing ever happens. They just make little videos to themselves. And there's loads. There's about 20 channels now that do it. And I don't have the time to watch it, but I have a team now who work for me who I've got like all these different software things and stuff like that, who pick up things on the internet. I haven't got time. I don't see any of it. If I did, I'd probably be commenting in the chat for a laugh, but I don't see any of it. But I have people tell me when something is illegal, and then we take legal action, right? But other than that, I don't see it. But I get told it exists, and I'm told you don't look at it, just ignore it. You just got to focus. And I get given enough information so I can make comments like today to warn people about bad information, but I never get to see it. I'm told there's about 20 different channels that do all this, and I've got a team that look at it and tell me this is what you need to respond to. This will take legal action against, and so on and so forth. So I've got all that in place now. You know, people who use my logo they get a fine of 10 grand from you know, you have to pay. My attorney says, well, you could charge 100,000 for that. I said no, 10. That way they can't say I can't afford it. So you can always get the money out and then have to remortgage the house. If you're going to be stealing my content, you know, we'll do that. Or if you dox or you do any of those things, then you'll pay a price for that. Oh, hang on, we got a comment here. What's this? Why didn't that come through? What happened there? Why didn't that come through? Why didn't that come through? Normally comes through. That's weird. Got a super chat. What was it on the screen? It said, hey, Martyn, continue to fly up where the eagles fly so the crows can't get to you. I really love the show. Thank you, XRP. That's nice of you to say so. Yeah. So it's a journey, and you know, I'm just trying to share it with you, and you know, my show is about real life, the ups and the downs. 9 times out of 10, we're talking about the news. 9 times out of 10, we're doing stock reviews. 9 times out of 10, we're looking at charts. 9 times out of 10, you know, we are, you know, looking at businesses. But from time to time, I like to share a personal story with you, and today's that day, I guess. But yeah, I think when it's, I don't care about them breaking the law. I just throw a legal system at them and just get money out of them. I don't care about that. What I do get upset about is when people you think are your friends suddenly decide that they would rather join the idiot club, and I think that's a shame, because you thought you were trying to help people, and yet no. And the reason it is because they just don't understand it. And things have gone bad in their lives, and they've lost out, and they just can't seem to turn it around. And my job really is to help people. I want everyone to win.
I can't believe this.
Oh, we got some new members. That's cool. Thank you so much. Kevin's gifting memberships today. That's nice. Yeah. So I think that is that's frustrating when you can no longer help people. And then it just goes all black and horrible. And that's a shame. But anyway, so I want to just be absolutely clear to people that what I'm trying to teach here is based upon facts, information, real life experience, is how to win, how to grow, how to succeed in business, how to succeed in the stock market. And I've done that. I've done it on every single level, and I'll continue to do that. And all the goals we set, we'll hit. I've got another super chat, for some reason not coming through on the screen. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Here we go.
Ed Montgomery Childs G5V tipped $20 through Super Chat. Let's connect. I'm just an older guy, owned a top 100 companies in Canada. So get your challenges. Hang in there, my dear friend Martyn.
Owned a top 100 company in Canada. So you understand what I'm talking about, right? As you get successful, these are the things that, these are the challenges that people face. Yeah, well, are you on Discord? You can, there's only one way you can privately message me, and that is on Discord, and you can video call me. You can become a gold member and do a 1-hour call with me a month, but on Discord, you can send me a message. You can't email me, text me, phone me, all that's shut down now. I don't even see it anymore. I only see Discord messages. So if you want to send me a message, I would love to speak to you. Montgomery Charles. Anyway, so let's wrap up this live today with the fact that the stock market is a privilege to access. Those that then can access it, as we all can now, all of a sudden are experts. They have a regular job, and then all of a sudden, because they have access to a brokerage, they think they know all about it. They don't have any real connections. They don't talk to anybody with real power or money. They just think they know all about it because they've got an app in their hand. And it's a dangerous thing. And Robinhood have exploited it. Now we've got all the prediction markets. And you don't know what you don't know. Now, we've spent a lot of time bringing you some big stories. We brought you the story about Bitcoin and Jeffrey Epstein. We didn't copy that from Facebook or X or Google it or ChatGPT it. We did it after months of research. We also brought you the Jane Street story, which was copied by Meet Kevin, Graham Stepan, and Andre Chick. They copied our data. You could see it. Months of preparation to bring you that. We did it in a way that wasn't sensationalistic, that wasn't dramatic, just the facts. That was our own research. It wasn't just ChatGPT. It was our own research. And the stock market is not what you think it is. It's manipulated. It's a game you can't win. You can win, but you can't win if you think you understand it the way you think you understand it, all right? Dollar cost averaging is not a winning strategy. You get a beat on earnings like Nvidia and the market goes down. People think, oh,
At RV Capital Insight tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. Can I message you as a pro member on Discord?
yes, you can. Yes, you can message me. Yes, you certainly can message me. Yeah, if you are a member, send me a friend request. If you're not already a friend of mine, here's the link to send me a friend request and I'll accept it. And yes, you can send me a direct message. You absolutely can. And I'll respond to you, and normally within the same day. But the stock market is rigged. Crypto is, everything is rigged. And that doesn't mean to say it's a place you can't win, but you can't win if you think that you can win, right? You have to just, you have to understand the businesses behind the stocks. If you're looking at the stocks and charts, you are playing a losing game. 95% of day traders lose money. People that just look at charts who don't understand the fundamentals, majority of those, 95% day traders, lose money. Why is that? Well, that's because you don't understand what you actually own. You're focused on a price. Someone just asked me a few moments ago, didn't he? Someone said to me, what price, what's the level? I think it was the level you'd buy the S&P. And I said, you can't know what that level is yet. I know that sounds really weird and confusing, and that's not an answer, but it isn't revealed itself yet, because the time to buy the S&P is when it's between 17 and 21 times earnings. That's it. Simple as that. But what price is that? Well, that depends on its price versus valuation. So you don't know what price that is. If the price went up today, and we're currently around about 28, 29, 30 times earnings. If the price of the S&P went up today, but then the earnings of the businesses within inside the S&P, the 505 businesses, not 500 by the way, 505 currently, went up and they all doubled, you'd reprice the S&P, you'd be undervalued. Well, you'd never be undervalued, because that would mean it'd be less than it's worth, and that would never happen. Then it would drop. I think the lowest the S&P went was about 14 times earnings. I think. I'm not sure. So it's not about the price, or whether in a bull market or a bear market or recession or inflation or any of those things. It's the relationship between the price and the valuation. It's like saying, if I was selling you a car, let's say I bought a car. I bought a Ford Escape for $10,000. And the book price of that car was $10,000. It was worth $10,000. That was the book price for that car. So you bought it for 10 grand from me, you're buying fair value. 10 grand is worth 10 grand. Okay. Well, what would be a good price to pay for it as an investment? Right? Well, imagine you paid 10 grand and the purpose you bought it for was to go to work to earn money. And you could go to work and you could earn $1,000 an hour if you had that car. The price to earnings ratio would be through the roof, be fantastic. You could buy the car for $10,000 and you can earn $10,000 an hour. You make your job in 1 hour, you get your money back. That is a good price to earnings ratio. That would be a good time to buy that car, would it not? Right? But what if you bought the car for $9,000, $1,000 under book price, but you had no use for the car whatsoever? It sat there, it depreciated in value, it cost insurance, it cost, repairs, and it earned you nothing. Would it be good buy at $9,000? No, it wouldn't, would it? That is a definition of dollar cost averaging. The idiot would have said, oh, dollar cost average, buy it, $9,000. Yeah, buy it. Didn't take any account for its potential earnings. That would earn you nothing.
Ed Montgomery Childs G5V tipped $5 through Super Chat. I'm on Discord. It is a bit complicated on the way I might talk with directly my friend.
Okay. Message me. We can do video. We can do all sorts of calls and stuff like that. I'll look out for your message. So does that make sense? If you bought the car at $9,000 under book price, but it provided you with no service, the car just sat there and depreciated and went down in value and cost you money, that would be a bad investment. And that is what people who don't understand the stock market would say. They would go, dollar cost average, it's gone down in price. Whoa, it's cheaper today. That would be a bad investment. That's what dollar cost averaging, that's what people who don't understand the stock market would say. The price, they're focusing on the price. They're not looking at the other side of the transaction, the earnings. What if the car, book price $10,000, was $20,000, but I can earn $10,000 an hour. I can go out to work if I have that car right now. That would be a good price to earnings ratio, wouldn't it? Because in the next 2 hours, I get the money back, and the third hour, I've made 10 grand. This is something that people who buy stocks, Palantir particularly, never take into account. They don't look at the other side of the equation. They don't look at the tax. They don't look at the profit, the gain, the losses, none of it. They focus on the price. The price has come down, must be good. So I think that really explains it clearly. Did that make sense, everybody? Does everybody now understand dollar cost averaging and price to earnings ratio? Did I explain it in a way that makes sense, everybody, in a clear way? I hope so. That was the intention. Say yes in the chat or no if you didn't understand it. A car at $9,000, $1,000 under valuation, but you have no income from it, is a bad investment. You've spent $9,000 on a depreciating asset. That asset's going to go down in value. That asset's going to rust away and cost you money in servicing. Make sense? If the asset was over book price, but you could earn $10,000 an hour by driving to work in that car, then the asset was a good investment, even if it was overpriced. So right now, Nvidia is expensive. I think it's 21 times earnings forward. I think it's 32 times earnings lagging. 21 times earnings on the growth. Do the equations, do the numbers, work it all out. It's a good buy. That's why I'm quite happy to spend $2 million to buy it if I go ahead with those finance packages I've got lined up. Right? Okay. I think that'll do. I think I'll let you go. Now then, I could make a video on this, but I just can't be bothered. Mobix. Talking to Phil Sansom this morning. Phil Sansom is the CEO of Mobix. He's got a deal with the Navy. I'm talking to him. Shall I make a video on it? Shall I make a video on it? I'll make a video on it. All right, I will. Mobix. Let's make a video on this. So here we go. Okay. Here we go. Mobix, direct call from Phil Sansom, the CEO of Mobix, right there on my phone. I messaged Phil Sansom, who I know rather well. He's been on our show before. You can go and check in our CEO interviews. What's going on with Mobix today? Why am I not buying this? And I knew about this a long time ago. Let me explain what is going on with Mobix. Remember, I've said to you time and time again, there's more opportunity for millionaires and billionaires to be created during wartime than any other time. Well, we're in wartime right now. People are looking for opportunity to make money, and they are making money today. Nearly 400% today in one day. This is huge. So if you put $100 in this morning, you've nearly got 400 by the end of the day. What's going on? Would you like to know what's going on with Mobix? Well, we've known for a while. Why have I not bought it? Well, I'll explain in a minute why I've not bought it. Let me share with you what's going on. I reached out to Mobix this morning, Phil Sansom, the CEO, and they've had some big news. I'll share with you the news and I'll tell you why I've not bought it. And it might surprise you. Let me look at this. Over here is the news. We got some information directly from Mobix. Mobix announced it received a production purchase order of components used in the US Navy's Tomahawk cruise missile program. The Irvine, California-based company supplies high-reliability filtering components designed to protect onboard electronics by mitigating electromagnetic interference during missile operation. The order reflects increased procurement associated with ongoing missile production, according to the company's press release. This order reflects active ongoing production demand with an operational US Navy weapons platform, said Phil Sansom, the CEO of Mobix Labs. We are already integrated into the Tomahawk program, and as a production volume increases, demand for our proven high reliability filtering component increases alongside it. Mobix is an established supplier across the multiple US military platforms. The company stated it is qualified and production ready for the Tomahawk program, where it provides mission essential components. Well, we've known this for a long time. If you go back to our playlist of Mobix, you will see, and our Meet the CEO series, you will see we told you about this a while ago. This is what Mobix Labs does. We talked to Phil, we shared it on the show, and here we go today. Now, why am I not buying this? Well, the reason why I'm not buying it, and I've known about it for a while, and I sent that message this morning. You can see I sent that message at what time was that? At 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, I was very aware of this story, way ahead of this, so I could have bought. Why didn't I? Well, because I am not a speculator or gambler. I buy value. Now, of course, it's gone up today. That's great. We knew it was going to go up. But what do you do with it? Do you sell it? Well, of course you would sell it. No problem at all. And people making a lot of money. The trouble is, and why I won't buy, because I never lose, is this could drop like a stone at any second. And you could set a limit order, but your limit order would not necessarily process because the market could take it down so quickly it would not sell. I am not in the business of speculating and gambling. I like to say I own the casino. I don't play the casino. This is a real deal. This is really good news. It's fantastic. But any stock that goes up 400% in a day, but that's not it. It's a lot more than that. It's been doing this for a while, but no one's been paying attention. We knew about it. It's up 406% on the week, 246 on the month. It's been moving, all right? It's been moving since back here on March the 2nd. So, you can't quite see on the screen. Sorry about that. It started moving a couple of days ago, right? March the 2nd. This was yesterday. We're March the 3rd today at the making of this video. It's been moving for a few days. This is not just today. But the point is, this could drop at any second. And I don't want to find myself at $82 with an asset going down to 20 cents. And that could happen at any moment. And that would not look good on my show. So I don't need to take gambles. Now, some of you that like scalp trading, and I like scalp trading, I like day trading, but I don't like losing. This could drop very, very quickly. If, however, you like the business and you think the business is going to be long-term and it's going to go up to $10, $20, I don't know, wherever you want to value it, then be my guest. Carry on. But that's what's going on today. Now, remember, during a war, more people become millionaires and billionaires at any other time. But you want to come out the other side being up, not having gambled on the way in. You want to come out up. So I wish everyone the very best on Mobix Labs. We've known about this for a while. We reported it on our last CEO interview. It was all there. We talked about the Tomahawk. We asked him about war. You can go back and look at that. I'll give you the link to that in a moment. The interview with Phil Sanson live on our show. I'll give you a link in a second. We discussed it. We were aware of this. We've known of this for a while. However, be careful. This could drop just as quickly and take all of your money out. And what people will do is they will leverage. That's what people are doing today. To get these sort of gains, they're leveraging. And a lot of people will end up taking all the money, and many of you will end up losing everything. This is not financial advice. I'm not telling anyone what to do. I'm simply warning of you why I've not bought this. And I've known ahead of schedule, and I even spoke to Phil at 6:57 this morning. So I was very aware of this before. I've just shown you the proof. Look at the time. You look closely. I knew this was going to happen. Okay, so there you go. There is Mobix Labs. There's what's happening. I wish you all the best. People are buying right now, and that's great. And all of a sudden, it will drop to 10 cents, and you'll go, oh, my God, I missed it. I've known about this since 6:57. In fact, I knew about it about 5 o'clock this morning, actually. But there you go. It's not what you know, it's who you know, right? Click above my head for all the links down below in the description. Pinned in the comments, I will put the Mobix Labs video. You can go and check it out and have a little look at it. Over here, I shall put the Mobix Labs series and the Meet the CEO series. We talk to CEOs all the time on the show. They are members only, of course. They're just for our members. That's it from me. Thank you very much. Stay right where you are. I'm making this live. But until then, as always, take care of yourselves and each other. All right, folks, I'm going to wrap this up and take a break. I'm going to go for another walk, I think. Get some more fresh air. Let's have a look. Any more comments? Any more questions? Took a nice 8% profit in 10 minutes on Mobix. Yes, just got here. What's popping, everyone? Mobix. So sad in Germany, only 2 to 3 brokers use Mobix. Well, use the one that does then. So don't follow chat. Thanks a lot. So who do you know? Who do I know? Phil Sanson is the CEO of Mobix. All right. Just reading some comments. Have I got any questions? All right, I'm going to wrap this up. I think that'll do for today. I hope that provided some value and substance for you all, and I hope you'll enjoy the Mobix video. I'm going to take the rest of the afternoon off. I'm going to go for a walk, take my wife for lunch, and I want to thank you all and wish you all the best. It's a special week for me this week. If you've followed the show for 4 years, you'll know it's my birthday. Does anyone know which day my birthday is? Can anyone remember? It's always a members only event. You're all invited. In fact, no, I won't talk about it now. I was going to make a little video, invite you to the birthday party. We're going to do a birthday party, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to drink whiskey and eat burgers, and everyone's invited. We'll even send you some burgers. How about that? We'll put them in the post. You can all get a burger. Right. Okay. I'm going to get off. I'm going to go and have some lunch. If I've got some people that want to join Discord. Okay. I got some people that want to join Discord. Right. Several people have joined and then we blocked them. So, we'll try again though. So here we go. We've got someone wishing to join now. If you want all my trades on 24/7, if you want to be part of our community, let me just go approve. Okay. You've got a few minutes. Once you get approved, you have a few minutes to accept membership. You have to choose which membership you want. All right. Okay. That's it from me. If you want Discord, it's at the top of the channel. It's in the chat. There is the link right there. If you'd like to join me on Discord, what you get is it's the only way you can direct message me. The price never goes up. There's no inflation. We provide the best value Discord server on Discord, we believe. We offer charts, chart information. Rob does charts for you every day. We've got on-stage events, 1 or 2 stage events every single day after the trading, before and after closing bell. We do that. We have all my trades 24/7 when I'm buying, when I'm selling, everything, and show you the screenshot so you can see it's all there for you. We have lots of great channels. We have 700 people, investors. Everyone's a paid member. There are no free memberships. It's a premium service, so we keep out the bots and fools and idiots. And we discuss stocks. We have a gaming channel where you can win the Luca coins. Really a lot of fun. Where you can win the Luca coin, and it's great. It's rock, paper, scissors, roulette, blackjack, dice, all kinds of stuff. We have a great team that help me work on Discord now. So yes, if you'd like to join me, it's $2.99 for the basic level, and $4.99 if you want all the trades. If you are on the basic level, $2.99. It's just done to give everyone the chance to get in. But we've realized that we could charge a lot more for this. But if you want the full package, it's $4.99. If you want to just get into the channels without the stage events, without all my trades, you get my day trades, but not 24 hours at 3 o'clock in the morning, you don't. Because I even provide one-on-one service at that time. If you want all of that, then that's $4.99, which is a fraction of the price that anyone else offers, and they use AI and they don't go live at 3 in the morning like I do and help people. That's our dedication. That's my dedication to you. All right. I'll see you all in a bit. Thank you so much indeed. I hope you enjoyed this. Yes, March the 9th. Correct. Yeah. March the 9th is my birthday. We always have a bit of fun with it. Drink whiskey, eat burgers. Yeah, it's always a lot of fun. Once a year, we go a bit mental. Anyway, there you go. Hi, Martyn. Any other dark horses in the stock or crypto market that we can talk? Any other dark horses? What do you mean? Any other dark horses that we never talk about? Yeah, there's lots of stuff. brewing, and when I can share it with you, I will. March the 9th is your birthday. That's right, yo. Thank you. All right. Okay, I think we're out of here. Thank you much indeed. I wish you all the very best. I'll see you back in a bit. Join me now. I know what I was going to do. It was a 2-year anniversary yesterday of the Extra channel. 2 years ago, the Extra channel was launched, and we're very proud of that. If you'd like to join us there now, it's a replay of the day's show. Sensei is live right now, and you can go there and have a chat with all your fellow investors, and we thank you for that. Let me make sure we're going to send you right there. Okay. All right. National holiday. National for what country? International, the whole world, global, the whole world should take a day off on my birthday. I agree. I agree with you, Diesel. I think it would be a great idea. Right, okay. We're going to end the show now. Send you all to the Extra channel. I'll see you there over in the chat. Replay today's events. I'll see you on Discord later on this afternoon around the closing bell time. I don't think I'm going to go live today. I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to go for a walk and get some more fresh air. That's it from me. Have a wonderful afternoon. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.